Consuming without thinking is leaving us dumb, and creating without meaning is leaving us tired. Let's talk about that. This is the first video on this channel, and I do hope that I make more and more. The reason why I started thinking of making YouTube videos was after a lot of introspection. I was um, thinking about my consumption patterns. I realized that I was mindlessly scrolling through brain rot on Instagram. And even if I deactivate my account, I was scrolling through YouTube shorts. It, I realized it took a lot of my hours in a day consuming instead of creating something of my own. And it was making me addictive to just consuming, which was actually leaving me a lot sad because I had so many ideas. I wanted to work on so many things, and I just saw myself not doing any of those, and I was just scrolling. So this year, when 2026 started, I had my New Year resolution that I would spend a lot more time creating, or at least consuming things mindfully, and lower my screen time when it comes to social media apps. Now I was like, I was so motivated. I went on Pinterest. I was creating a 2026 board, adding things that I want to do this year. I want to read good books. I want to paint. I want to write. And I had all of this planned out. So as the months went by, I sort of realized that we are almost in the mid of 2026, and I was still consuming a lot. Although I was not consuming Instagram brain rot or doom scrolling on the app, I was still consuming in a sense because I was reading a lot of books. I was reading like 14 books a month, and I was watching a lot of video essays. All the video essays were really interesting they revolved around a lot of interesting topics such as history, um, social trends, and news and whatever things were happening these days. And I sort of thought, what if instead of consuming these, how about I create something of my own for my own betterment, for my own development. The problem isn't with consuming in itself. Let's be real. We have to consume. To feed ourselves, we have to eat. To produce something, we have to consume raw materials. It's a symbiotic relationship. Creation and consumption is a symbiotic relationship. One cannot exist without the other. You cannot consume without somebody's creation, and you cannot create without consuming the nature or the raw materials. The problem is when you are being a mindless consumer. You are not thinking what you're consuming. You do not have any thought process, in the sense you buy something on a whim, or you consume a lot of brain rot. That is the main issue. I I thought that I would scroll through some of the influences to get an idea of what kind of overconsumption people are doing, and I came across so many influences. We have people buying a lot of perfume bottles from Bath and Body Works. They have like shelf full of it. And I have many more examples of my own overconsumption apart from social media. Number one would be clothes. I have bought so many clothes, so many accessories, that I don't have any space for. And it is all because of my hoarding mentality, if I have to say. Even whenever I would go out shopping, if I do find something cute, I would think, oh, I can see myself using it in an outfit for a day out outfit or for a night out, and I'd be like, I need to get this. I have this fear that, what if I don't buy it now? I may never find something as cute or as appropriate as this item again. Because of which I have bought so many things that I have not used till now. There are clothes, there are accessories that I'm, to be optimistic, I might have used some of them for like a couple of times, optimistically speaking, like I said. But there are some things that I have not used yet. For example, this. I bought this last year during my birthday shopping, and this is the first time I'm wearing it right now while recording this video after all these months. I found it cute. I thought I would wear it on my birthday with a dress which has like a similar flowery pattern. I thought I would wear it with that. But on that particular day when I tried it, it did not look good. And I never used it. I kept it in a corner of my closet thinking that maybe I'll use it later. Maybe. So there are many other things like this that I have not yet used. And it's not just clothes. The second example are drawing supplies. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, I don't know, but I'll bring it up. These. So these are the color pencils that I bought, not recently. I did not buy this recently. I think I got this last year, and this is the first time I have taken them out of the box it was in. And the only reason I took them out because the box was in a sort of bad shape. Like while I was packing stuff, it would, like, the pencils would fall off. So I got rid of the box and I thought, like, I'm recording a YouTube video, let's like put it in a cute Barbie mug, which again I have used only twice. It is just for a decoration purpose. So I thought I would keep my pencils in this. And the thing is, I do want to use it. I have a pencil pouch in which I have a lot of color pencils and markers. The only reason why I bought color pencils was because I ran out of some colors and I thought, let's get an entire set. Let's get a new set. I never used it, but I have to use it. I will use it. I will use it for an artwork pretty soon. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I myself consume and I do want to work on it. I do want to limit it. So, and consuming like this is a huge wastage. On an environmental level, obviously, the more you are consuming mindlessly, the more the companies are producing, and the more they produce, there is a lot more pollution. The water bodies are getting polluted. The ecosystem of those water bodies, they are getting killed. And the products that you buy, when you throw the package away or when you throw the item itself, it is not decomposing the right way. And the chemicals and the plastic of all those items, it is just degrading the land and the ecosystem around that land. You will see heaps and heaps and heaps of garbage in landfill, which is just not being disposed of correctly. And it is not sustainable for the environment and for our own planet, the planet that we live on. This is on an environmental level, but obviously there is also a financial level to it as well. It's obvious, the more you are buying, the more you are just wasting your own money for something that you're not even utilizing. Another example of overconsumption, I would say, is I have bought a lot of video games on Steam. There would be Steam sale. I'd be like, oh, what a deal. Like, I'm getting so many games at such a low price. Again, the hoarding mentality that, if I don't buy now, the price might increase later on, which has happened a couple of times. I have missed really great opportunities at moments. But because of that mentality, I have bought a lot of games. It's there in my Steam library. But I have not utilized every rupee that I have spent on Steam. I have not finished every game. Like, I also have this mentality that if I am buying a video game, I want to finish it full so that I'm utilizing every penny, every rupee that I have spent on it. Because of which I'm stuck. I have not even started some of my video games just lying in the library. And it's a burden on me when it comes to financially. It is a burden on me because I'm wasting my own money on something that I'm not using. And that is another aspect, because it's not just that. We also see a lot of influencers making content on buying a lot of books or buying a lot of perfume or buying a lot of beauty products. You will see people doing book hauls, people doing makeup haul. When influencers make content like this, the audience is bound to idealize the lifestyle that is portrayed in those videos. There are many readers like me. We have seen so many pretty bookshelves where the books are arranged genre-wise or author-wise. Some are even color-coded to make it look like a rainbow. And we get this urge that, I want to buy a lot of books and, make a pretty library of my own. A lot of these influencers, they don't buy all of their products, right? Beauty influencers or readers or tech reviewers, they may not buy all their products. Many of them are sponsored. They do get PR packages that they use and review. But a lot of people who watch this content, they fail to recognize this, and they want to pursue a similar lifestyle, not knowing how it will impact their own financial stability. It is not financially sustainable to buy things and not have any purpose or meaning for them. Is when the beauty behind creating something is how when we get emotionally or spiritually connected with our own creation. When a mother carries a baby for 9 months, she gets emotionally attached to her baby. In a similar way, when we spend a lot of time nurturing something or making something, we form a bond. We form a meaningful, a very sweet bond with our own creation. It is not just this one bond that gets created. Take an example of the music that you listen to. You get so attached to a certain song because of the emotions it brings out of you that you also get attached to the artist. And I want to talk about the paragraph that I read in this one article. I don't know, I listed somewhere while editing, I don't know. But it said, your creation can drastically alter the course of a life. It can make someone smile or encourage them during dark times. It can instill hope in the hopeless. And I found this really encouraging because I do want to inspire people, to put it simply. I have had people come up and tell me that, there are certain things that I do which they find really inspirational. And that makes me happy. It truly makes me happy that I could give somebody the motivation or the inspiration to be even better. Mindless consumption keeps you stuck in a void where you don't even know what the purpose is behind all that consuming. Sorry. Mindless consumption keeps you in a mindless consumption keeps you stuck in a void where you don't even know what the purpose is behind all that consumption. And this is what a lot of people complain about. People talk about how monotonous their life feels because they just don't find what they are doing is worth it. I myself, I have just joined a corporate world, and just going to the office, working 9 to 5, coming back, having dinner, going to sleep. That is not what is keeping me going. I have so many plans, I have so many ambitions, I want to create so many different things. It's the curiosity and that ambition that is actually keeping me going, and that is what is inspiring me to do a lot better. And I have talked to some of my close friends, and I told them that, I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel just for the sake of it, just for myself. And some of my friends have told me that they also were thinking of starting creating content, but they stopped because they thought whatever they wanted to talk about or whatever video that they wanted to create was already created by somebody else and it's oversaturated. But I don't believe that should be the driving force, because I watched this one video from a creator just a couple of days ago. I'll probably link it here. And she also talked about how, the myth of originality is keeping us from pursuing our interests or pursuing the things that we are really passionate about. There is no point keeping us stuck into thinking that, oh, what I am doing is not unique. Worrying about originality is pointless, because no matter how hard you try to think of something like unique and out of the box, there is a chance that somebody has already done it before you. Let's say you make a video about a certain subject. You do get a lot of views. You feel like, oh, what I said was unique. I got so much of audience. But then you find out that somebody else, like a small YouTube creator, had already made a similar content like ages ago. It's just that they were not that famous. Like the algorithm did not pick up on it. But that's the point. Ideas do not come out of a void. They exist, like thoughts and ideas, they exist. People just don't speak it out, but they exist. So trying so hard to be original is just going to keep you from doing things that you love. And I understand that in this age where AI is being used for rapid content creation and for scripts, for art and whatnot, people do want to look like, oh, I am authentic, I'm not AI. I know people want to pursue that line of thought. And yes, makes sense. So just go and make a video of you talking and upload it and forget about it. Why are we continuously trapping ourselves with this idea of wanting to be unique? We are not unique. I see so many reels of unique experiences, things that I thought was unique to me, but turns out everybody has had those experiences. We are not unique, but we do have a certain way of executing our ideas, or a certain way of the last thing that I would like to talk about is overcreation. Extreme of anything is bad, and in a similar sense, creating a lot without having any plan or any idea about what you're doing, it is a waste of time and resources. Like I had said earlier, when you produce, you consume raw materials, right? So when you are producing a lot of meaningless things which have no purpose, no thought process, you are consuming a lot of raw materials. And in a similar way, for example, let's say people who use AI for content or for artwork, they just put a prompt and they have not spent an ample amount of time with their own creation to have any sort of emotional connection with that. And what joy is it to make something which looks pretty in principle, but then you actually did not make it, you just used a few words to make it. And that is the thing, like when I'm making an artwork and when I spend a lot of time making it, once it's done, I find it so pretty, like I made it myself. But if I put a ChatGPT prompt and it makes a similar kind of artwork, I don't find any sort of connection. Like I am not emotionally connected to that artwork. Another example would be, let's say you are scrolling through Instagram and you come across a funny reel. Yes, it's a content, it's created, and you laughed at it and you shared it with your friends. Maybe for a couple of days it would be trendy and people will then forget about it. Unless the meme or the reel was so funny that a lot of people hopped onto the trend and they made a similar kind of content, then obviously it's like us being a community, we are laughing together at something, making something together. You see all those TikTok or Instagram reels where people collaborate, and you just feel like, oh, internet is such a pretty place where everybody is connecting. Unless it's that, people will eventually forget whatever you have posted. It will again go into a dumpster of many reels. But yeah, I was just using an example in that sense, but I believe that we should create with a lot of emotions, to put it simply. I believe that we should spend time when we make something. We should spend time what we are making and create something beautiful and something influential, and be able to bring people together, have a similar purpose, and beat AI. Beat all these capitalists. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to enjoy doing all of these things, making things, just looking at something and be like, yeah, I made it. I just want to do all of these things. And if you are also somebody who loves art, loves literature, and loves listening to some commentary on social issues, please do subscribe. This is like my digital space where I talk about my opinions. I would do book reviews. I would talk about fashion, maybe. I would talk about sustainability, because I was actually thinking of starting an indoor garden. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. But I just want to indulge in my own curiosity while also creating beautiful things. And I hope this video was insightful in a way. I don't know. I don't think I said anything original, but I hope it sparked some sort of feeling in you. And do give me feedback if there's something that I should do different in my content, or if the video was a bit unstructured, or if I can do things differently. Do give me your feedback. I'm happy with any sort of constructive criticism, given it's my first video. But happy to talk about this topic. I was thinking about doing this video for so long. And yeah, bye-bye. The idea that I got, hi, so this is the first video on this channel. Hi, I wanted, hi, things from our day-to-day lives when we were back in the artists themselves. And I burped, sorry. Take an example of it is what makes us human. No. So